Well, hello again, everyone. This is Bob Mannery, and you're listening to Tom and Mike, AM in the PM, only on A2D Radio. Tom and Mike, these guys are fucking awesome. But their side piece, Greg, that guy is a goddamn problem.
Giddy up, Tom.
Mike.
AM.
In the PM.
A2D Radio. We are live from the Real Talk Studios like we are every Wednesday night. And every Wednesday night, we are brought to you by our certified public accountants.
Make them yours.
Gibson Mayer, LLC. Find them on the web, gibsonmayer.com. Tom Arnone, Michael Mataraki, Robbie Pove on the ones and twos. Greg Milwakovic not with us, traveling for work. Danny McGuckin not with us because the Sixers are playing a primetime game. Jimmy Buckets, let's go. Them two are not with us this week. They'll probably be back with us next week. So, fam, we got a ton to talk about tonight. Later on in the show, talk a little Phillies. Got to talk a little Phillies. Phillies acquired Gene Segura from the Mariners and J.P. Crawford, Carlos Santana in the deal. We'll talk about the pitchers brought back in that as well.
Remind me, I have a question to ask you about that when we get there,
Oh,
too.
I'm excited to talk about it. I am. And we'll talk about other rumors going on. Madison Bumgarner. The list goes on names tied to the Philadelphia Phillies. Thoughts and predictions, Eagles, Cowboys. Chance to win money from us to you. All you got to do is offensive, defensive player of the game, score predictions, screenshot it, send it to A2D Radio's Facebook page, and we'll get you running there with some money. Monday night recap. We'll look back on Monday night's game, things that went well, things that we still need to clean up a little bit, and it ties right into preparing for the Dallas Cowboys. It is Dallas week. Let's roll. Dallas sucks. Sorry, Robbie, but I had to say it. And right into our poll question. Brought to you by Scanzano Sports. Find on the web, scanzanosports.com. Which unit will have the biggest impact on the outcome of Sunday night's Eagles game? Or Eagles-Cowboys game, sorry. Eagles offense, Cowboys defense, Cowboys offense, Eagles defense. And you can let us know. Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube. A2D Radio is where you can find us. And we stream all our shows now to A2D Live, a new platform built here just for our shows. So if you want alerts for our shows, you know what to do. Follow, like the page, and you'll get all the alerts, and you can be part of the family. Obviously answering all questions, comments, concerns like we do every time we're goddamn live. And listen, we're rocking old school tonight. Just me and Mike tonight. We put the women and children to bed, and we're going hunting for Cowboys. Let's go! Usually hunting for women, but hunting for Cowboys. And our poll question, you can vote for. Right when you click on, it pops up, and you can let us know. All right?
Either way, we're hunting bitches.
I love that. Don't tell Lena that, but yeah. Or we can just call the Cowboys bitches and we're hunting them. Fair enough.
It's kind of what I meant, but
Fair enough.
I'm waiting for the response from the other side of the glass, and it's not coming.
No, he's just pounding on the glass.
Soundproof.
Soundproof.
Somebody's got to make sure we're coming.
So we got a big show.
We do have a big show.
Because Sixers are live. We'll give them reactions there. Anything you want to talk about Sixers, chime in there. We'll answer them questions as well. But family, which unit will have the biggest impact Sunday night? Eagles offense, Eagles defense, Cowboys offense. What the hell did I miss? Cowboys defense? Yeah, whatever. A lot of things going on. But whatever, vote for it. Let us know. Brother, looking back a little bit as we prepare for Dallas, because it all ties into one.
Absolutely.
There was a couple things I saw from Carson that I was really excited about, and his mobility looked a little bit better than it's looked all year. What's your thoughts on that? Did you see that as well?
I did, and I thought it was two things. Number one was the Birds, for whatever reason, just can't block Greg Kerrigan. They just can't.
Yeah, Ryan. Yeah.
Ryan Kerrigan. So the way to counteract that, or they counteracted it in two ways. One is they ran a lot of play action. And two is they got Carson out of the pocket. And both obviously worked extremely well. I mean, was it 167 yards passing off of play action and rollouts, career high on that? And I think the combination of Carson on the move and second week in a row, Josh Adams closing in on 90 yards rushing, along with some timely running from Corey Clement, even though I said it on the book on Monday night, and I'll say it again here, he still reads blocks about as well as I read Braille. And
yeah, that's true.
and then, the return of Darren Sproles, I think there's a lot on film for Dallas to worry about, which is good. Because, frankly, coming into the Giants game, there wasn't a whole lot for them to worry about. And the Birds have done a real nice job over the last 2 weeks of, getting themselves back into the hunt and putting a lot of stuff on film to really make it a little more unpredictable.
It's so spot on, because me and Chuck talked about that last night on Birds of a Feather. And, now you have to respect the running game. And there's not a team in the National Football League that can be one-dimensional. It's not realistic in today's day and age. It wasn't realistic ever, all right? And I know you got to throw to win in this league. I'm a big believer on that. But you need to run the football enough, and you need to be able to run it effectively enough, and we've done that the last 2 weeks. And that's something to really hang our hat on, because that ties right into the play action, Mike, like you were talking about. And Carson's just really accurate on the move.
Right.
People forget last year there were so many plays, big plays, made outside the pocket. Now, am I saying he's not a pocket passer? Not at all, because he is a pocket passer.
Right.
But some guys are just better moving around. And for me, with him, he's better moving around. It breaks defenses down more, and it puts pressure on defenses. But credit to Doug Peterson. Credit to, I hate to say this, but credit to Mike Groh as well, because the last 2 weeks they said, you know what, we're going to run the football. And Josh Adams is going to be our guy, and we're going to hang our hat on him, and we're going to get other guys involved. They found roles on what works for guys.
I don't mean to interrupt you, but
interrupt, please.
I so wish I was a fly on the wall in that building this past week, or even going back 2 weeks, because I would love to know, is that really Mike Groh's game plan, or did Doug just kind of step in there and say, listen, dude, I'm taking the reins back here, and we're gonna start establishing the run again and work off of that.
Yeah, it goes back to last year. Like we were semi-balanced. It might be a 60-40 split, but it's balanced.
Yeah.
And when this year I thought when Carson came back, we really put a lot on his shoulders right away on throwing the football. And one, because we didn't have really a running game, and now we're starting to find that, and they're putting guys in roles where they can be successful. Like Corey Clement, let's be real on what he is. He's not a pure running back. He's a guy who catches the ball really well out of the backfield, and they put him in spots. Getting Darren back, in that one big play, is why we're excited to get him back, because he's explosive at times.
Yeah.
And still at 35, 36 years old, he can still make a big play he did.
And you notice, though, he didn't get a ton of carries,
Nope.
which is they used him sparingly, but they used him in the right spots.
Exactly.
And I think what we saw –
He had 4 touches.
Yeah. I think what we saw on Monday night, honestly, was pretty perfect. That if you're gonna run the ball 35 times, you're gonna give 25 of those to Adams, and you're gonna give 5 to Clement, and also use him as a receiver out of the backfield, and you'll give 5 to Sproles, and you'll use him as a receiver out of the backfield. Mm-hmm. And I think the mix was real strong.
Yep, listen, we attack when things aren't going well offensively. So there's times we can say, okay, Mike Groh, Doug Peterson, you guys have put together a better game plan the past 2 weeks. And, you got Golden Tate involved. Why you went out and got Golden Tate was for them explosive plays. He's not going to break a defense down over the top, but he can catch an 8-yard slant or a 10-yard pass and make it into a 20, 25-yard, explosive play that way.
Right.
And you saw that more on Monday night.
Yeah, and I thought what was especially good about that was, Zach Ertz is going to get his, and everybody knows that. He had 10 targets. But if you go down the line, he had 10, but Tate had 7.
Yep.
Aguilar had 7. Alshon had 6. Goddard had a few. Nelly had 4. I mean, there were targets up and down the line. So it wasn't like Carson was just keying in on Ertz the way maybe he had been a few weeks earlier.
Yeah, and guess what? I know people out there were like, oh, you throw the ball to Zach too much. Listen, man, if you got chemistry with a dog, get him the rock.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I mean, he might be he's the best tight end / wide receiver in the National Football League. Now, yards after the catch is not his thing, but he still has explosive plays. He gets open. He's a great route runner. Yeah. I have no problem with him getting 12 targets a game and 10 catches. I have no issue with it, because if you're open, get him the basketball. I mean, get him the basketball because I'm watching Jimmy. But get him the football.
Get him the basketball.
Get him the football. So family chiming in. Sup, Tom. I guess Mike doesn't get a shout-out. Kyle, sup, Tom. Have a great show. But let's go Sixers. Yeah, let's go Sixers.
No, he won't shout me out. He hates me.
He hates you.
Even though I share his show on Saturday, he hates me.
He hates you. I don't know why. Don't hate Kyle. We're all family here. Michael Matter, that's you.
That's me.
Hey, Chrome. Chrome says Paul Goldschmidt is a Cardinal. Red fellas, I'm still floating.
You're a crumb.
Yeah, I'm not excited for you.
I love you, but you're a crumb.
You're absolute crumb. You're another 3 for 4 iffy right now, and I love you to death. Okay? I would let you date my sister if she was single. That's kind of I wouldn't.
Well, that's a lie.
I want it. David Johnson, Eagles going to light them up Sunday. I like what you're thinking, brother. I really do. I'm feeling good about this game, and the line tells me a lot, too. Andy Ritter says, what's good, gentlemen? What's up, brother?
What's up, Andy?
He said this week's a must-win, obviously. Yeah, no question. Every week is. Need some people at work to shut the hell up. The Eagles are going to keep this train going.
Nice.
Chrome says Eagles offense established the running game, open the passing game to the poll question. David Johnson said, you know what you call a Cowboys fan in Philly? An asshole. And Ralphie D says, what's up, boys? Time to get revenge. Get first place back. Let's go. And it is a revenge game. It's hard to beat divisional teams twice in this league.
Yeah.
Especially when both are like evenly matched. It's hard to do. So we'll see how that goes. And Andy Atkins says, what's up, Tom and Mike?
What's up,
Need
Andy?
a strong fourth quarter. We do, brother. We got the Sixers on live now. So anything you guys want to talk about, chime in with Sixers talk. Rob Lubman says, you watching the game?
We absolutely are.
And Mike Parker says, need big plays versus Dallas. Get Carson out of the pocket. This is why Mike, and this is why Spuddy's part of the ATD family, because he flat out gets it. And that's a flat out get it comment.
Well, that needs an alcoholic. So.
Well, we love drinkers.
Johnny
Diggs says Sixers up 4. Let's go. Yes, sir, Johnny. And Jason Grisolia. What up, Jay?
What's up, Jay?
We usually don't agree with a lot of stuff, but we're starting to. I noticed on Facebook, like, he'll jump in and be like, well, you might have said this before, and you might be wrong. And I love that. Please continue.
Well, he bleeds about as much green as you and I do.
No, I love him. Yeah.
And what's funny is a lot of people, like, are starting to become a little bit, a little cautious on the birds. Because things are looking a little dicey.
Yeah.
And as people start getting cautious on the birds, Jason just amps it up. Like, he just amped it up. Like, 2 weeks ago, he's telling me, he's like, they're going to win out. They're going to win out. And he's like, hey, you call yourself an Eagles fan? I'm like, dude, I'm a realist. Like, I wear a headset every Wednesday night. Like, I have to keep it real. And he's like, nah, they're winning out. I'm like, all right, man.
I like where he's thinking.
I love you.
I like right where he's thinking. He said, all about 11. Enough said. And 11 is greater than 4 all the time. And that's factual. But it really ties into and we'll talk about this in a minute, but it really ties into stopping Ezekiel Elliott is what it ties into. But to the poll question, brother.
Well, for me, it's the coaching staff. That's the unit. I understand we're talking,
So you added. You just added one. I like that.
Yeah, but
I like that.
We're talking offense versus offense, offense versus defense on one side, flip it the other way. But for me, it's the coaching staff. That's the unit to me that has to step up the most for the Birds because, A, you got to shut down Zeke.
Yep.
But not only do you have to shut down Zeke, you also have to make sure that your secondary is ready to tackle and keep the short passing game short. Because the one thing that we've learned about the Cowboys since Amari Cooper got there, for all of the yardage that he's amassed in a Cowboys uniform, 60% of it is run after the catch.
Yep.
Dak is still not throwing the ball 20, 25 yards down the field. But what's happening is they're finding seams and hitting short passes that are going the distance.
No, listen, you're right. And it all stems back to them being able to run the football.
Yeah.
So what I need is our front seven. So I'm going to go – I need the Eagles' offense to deploy the best, obviously. Yeah. But I'm going to go to the Eagles' day on this because you need your front seven has to contain him and stop the run. Because if you can hold him to under 100 – you win this football game. I mean, that's as simple as that to me. And your big money guys and your front seven have to play the best football game they played all year.
I got no issue.
In all 4 quarters.
I think the coaching staff, if they can scheme up to stop him while not completely selling out in the secondary, they're going to have a lot of success. I'm actually not worried about the offense, and that's no disrespect to the Dallas defense. Because, the Dallas defense has improved a lot over the course of the year.
They have. Now, this is my question. To me, I think it's hard to get back up. Makes sense? I mean, they left it all out there Thursday night, right? Last Thursday. So now you have 10 days off, okay, in between games. So now everybody's going to tell you how great you are. That's a young football team there, especially on the defense side of the football. And offensively, they're young in pieces too. But defensively, they're young. Everywhere, they're young too. But my point is, did these young players for the Dallas Cowboys start smelling themselves? Now, this is a big game for them. I'm not saying they're not going to be up for it. But when everybody, like our offseason, everybody told us how great we were. When everybody tells you how great you are, you're going to find out how good you are that next weekend.
Oh, yeah.
Because can you get back up and emotionally get back up? Because, listen, they took the fight to the Saints. But for everybody out there, if you didn't smell that coming before that game, like I smelled it. I took the Saints, but I smelled that a close game happening. And, listen, credit to their corners, credit to their front seven. They put a lot of pressure on Drew Brees. But remember, that game was in Dallas, and teams lose games in this league. You know, and the Saints were rolling, and when you're rolling that much, you're due for things to even out a little bit.
Well, it's funny because I'm
not making excuses because Dallas played a hell of a football game.
Right,
not making excuses.
but I'm in that same neighborhood there because
looking for things
for Dallas. I mean, so they beat the Birds in Philly on a Sunday night. They go home. They beat the Redskins on Thanksgiving Day. They come back a week later. They beat the Saints, and then they get the mini bye.
Yep.
Well, how hard is it for them to get back up after that, 10-day layoff?
You seen what happened to us.
Yeah.
And you seen what happened to the Redskins.
Right.
You know what I mean? We seen what happened with both football teams. That's a hard time. At this point of the year, I'm not saying rest doesn't do the body good, but when you win a football game like that, you want to get out the next day.
Oh, yeah.
and play again. So we'll see how the Cowboys respond to this. But to me, I'm going to go with obviously I need the Eagles offense to play well, but I need this defense to step up. I need you to hold them to 17 or under. That's my number for you on Sunday at 4:25. By the time 7:30 hits, they can't score more than 17 points. And that starts with you shutting down Ezekiel Elliott.
Right.
All right? Now, what I really love is I feel like Rasul's played really well. Attaboy, Joe. Let's go. Let's eat. And Rasul's played really well, tackled well in the open field, which I really like. We'll find out if we get Jalen back and Avante. But if we can get Jalen back, that's a huge positive for us because now we at least go in with three of our starting corners back, and you feel a little bit better about ourselves. And then Jim can hopefully disguise more things, be more aggressive at times. I think that's the biggest knock I have is just you're just rushing forward all the time. So every lineman knows who they're blocking.
Well, and it's interesting that you said that because if you look back on the game Monday night against Washington, now granted, I understand that the two quarterbacks at Washington was running out there was Colt McCoy and Mark Sanchez. And I get that. But on the Eagles side, at least in the secondary, whose name didn't you hear at all Sunday night? Because they didn't throw the ball near him one time. That was one Mr. Sidney Jones.
Yeah, I know we got a little criticism from some people and some people that are part of A2D. I don't buy it. I think he's getting better.
Yeah.
He's dealt with some injuries, obviously, the Achilles.
He's still getting healthy.
Yeah, and the same thing went for Jordan Hicks, in my opinion. This was a wash year. Now, I don't know if they signed him. That's another story for another day. We'll talk about that later down the road.
Yeah.
But we'll have plenty of time to discuss that. But, I'm excited to get some of these guys back, and I think that's what we got to hang our hat on this Sunday.
Yeah, I
think we're going to score, Mike. I don't think we're going to.
Well, that's why I said I
they ain't shutting another team down and holding another team to 10 points.
And that's what I was saying earlier. Is I'm not worried about the Eagles' offense because I think the Eagles' offense has figured out a formula to put points on the board now. It's just a matter of can they get stops.
Yep, and we got tons of family chiming in. I know we do over on YouTube. I got it on Facebook. Rob Levin says JoJo's sleeping tonight, but he doesn't look into the game. Bottom line, turnovers and rebounds. Yeah, I'll never buy in that he's not into the game. I think Bach is taking a little bit of the fight to him, but we'll talk about that as this game moves on. John Al says, Eagles, time to start rolling. Perfect time to get hot. Rolling into the playoffs. Let's go. Yep, I mean, you win this game, you're feeling really good about yourselves. I'll tell you that much. Ryan Broder says 31-26 Eagles. By the way, the Sixers game feels like we're in the playoffs. Yeah, brother, and it should.
It does feel like a playoff
It should.
game.
And listen, win or lose this game, when my point in my video earlier, a measuring stick, I need to see a fight.
Yeah.
Don't get beat by double digits. But again, we haven't won in 6 years there. I mean, that's got to end. Johnny Diggs says 64-13. Screenshot it. Timmy Baldorian says, Eagles betting update on Eagles versus Cowboys. Only 37% of the spread bets on Philly, but 56% of the money is backing him. Sharp action on the dog early. Lined open at Dallas -4, but down to 3.5 on most books. And he said he hammered the line early.
So,
smart move because the line's telling me a lot,
I was going to say, well, you know what that's telling me.
Eagles win.
Yeah.
Eagles win.
Yeah. I mean, what do we always say? You get 2 points just for being at home. If you're only favored by 1.5 points after that, yeah, Birds win. At least that's what the line's telling us. But David Rosca says, "What's up, boys? NHL returning to Seattle, and Jonathan Quick is going to be traded by the LA Kings." Chuck Fletcher, are you listening to that?
What, he's going to be traded by the LA Kings?
Yeah, I'd be interested.
Oh, I'm definitely interested.
I'm all in. Gongos 951. What's happening,
up, brother?
gentlemen? Hey, what's going on? Khalid, what's up, fellas? What's up, Khalid? Todd Womack, Philly Dewey, guys. What's up, Todd?
What up, Todd?
TTP Ballin, hashtag FTR. Let's go, Sixers. Get it done.
Let's go, brother. Let's go.
And then Todd Womack says, Eagles defensive unit, but Wentz must not leave plays on the field. This is too big of a game to leave plays or points off of the board.
Oh,
I agree with that.
And to me, that's this entire offense needs to step up.
Yep.
You know, and I'm getting texts that JoJo is playing terrible tonight. And listen, guys, he's not having his best game.
Well,
and I'm not here to make excuses for the guy, but I'm not going to define his career on a game in Toronto.
TTP Ballin just said Joe's struggling and Jimmy stepping up. I love it.
Yeah, and listen, Joe's still young, guys. Yeah. You know, as much as we talk about him and me, especially talking about him being the best player in basketball, remember, he's still got so much room to grow and learn. So I'm not concerned.
Yeah, Brodo says these Raptors fans are way too passive, LOL.
Well, welcome to Toronto basketball.
Ryan Ferrer says, "What's up, fam? I feel that we made a mistake drafting Goddard over Van Der Esch."
I'm not having that conversation now, brother. I mean, we're really doing that after you're talking about a tight end. You're talking about a tight end in his first year in a West Coast offense where he's got to play behind the best tight end in football, and then we're going to determine his career or that pick off of a small sample size. That's not fair.
Well, meanwhile, Van Der Esch wasn't getting on the field until Sean Lee got hurt. So, to me, if Zach Ertz gets hurt, God forbid, and Goddard starts getting the reps, you don't know how that shakes out.
No, not at all. Deion Brown in the house.
Jaleel Harris, what's up, boys?
What's up, Jaleel?
He says, "I hate the comparison of Wentz and Dak."
It's the dumbest comparison in the world. Dak can't hold his jockstrap.
Well, they're different kind of players, and they have different kind of offense.
And Robbie shook his head yes, and he's a Cowboys fan. So, I mean, you know, if he was better, and Rob knows this, if he was better, I'd be the first one to say it. It's not even close.
I'm not a Dak hater. They're not the same type of player.
No.
Jaleel Harris, 22-17 Eagles.
Love
Jaleel,
it.
Screenshot that.
Yep, because that's the number, Jaleel. That 17's the number.
Yep. Todd Womack, 31-21 Eagles.
Well, I love that, man. I love the high number. Let's go.
TTP Ball, and I hate Jonas Valanciunas with all my heart.
Yep, agreed.
Love you. Khalid says Wentz needs to capitalize on any opportunities he gets.
Absolutely, Khalid. This whole offense needs to capitalize on every opportunity.
That's cleans up the tube for now.
And the defense too. I mean, Kuma almost had a pick against Dak the last time we played him, which would have been huge, and he dropped it. You got to make them plays Sunday at 4:25. You know, you got to win the turnover battle. You got to win the time of possession. You know, and you got to want it more. I know that's a cliche, but this football team, to me, is playing good football at the right time. You know, it's hard to beat 3 divisional games in a row. It's hard to do, but it's also hard to beat a team twice. Yeah. And that's what Dallas is facing on Sunday. That's what they got to deal with. Johnny Dick says Temple lead in Nova. Wow. Unreal.
That's funny because I saw a couple people call that earlier, and I was like, oh, is Temple that good this year?
I guess they're better. I watch Nova play a bunch. I'm not a Nova guy, but I watch play a bunch. They're slow. They're not good enough. They're not what they were. Will they get back there? Yeah.
It's a rebuilding year for sure.
You can just tell. They don't have the explosive players they had, at least starting. And then they got young guys, but they're like you said, they got a lot of time to grow. And what's Johnny Dick saying? 7-1. I don't know what's the 7-1. I guess it's an early score. I don't know what that one is. But you know, defensively, I thought we on Monday, I thought we got after the quarterbacks well on Monday night, which is another positive because now that's 5 quarters in a row where we put pressure on an opposing quarterback, which is huge for our secondary.
Yeah, I noticed that Fletcher Cox is now off the milk carton.
Yep, he's carted off. Brandon Graham off, but we'll see because they could be right back on Sunday. Yeah. They could easily jump right back on it. I preach it. Them two need to be dogs. Them two need to win their matchups consistently or more often than not. They're too good not to. The two of them.
And you know what? Dallas has a good offensive line, so it's not going to be a cakewalk. But you're right. When you're making that kind of money and you're that kind of player, you need to win those matchups.
Yeah, no, you're right. Ryan Ferrer says we don't why don't we go and try to run Josh Adams 25 times against the Cowboys? That is what I think we need to do. I'm not going to say we need to run him 25 times, but Ryan, you're spot on because we know
you need to run 25 times.
We know what equals success, right? 25 or more time they carried the football this season, around the football. They've won all 6 of them games. Okay? The games they haven't, they didn't. So that to me isn't a small sample size. That's trend worthy. So that's what we need to do. We need to run the ball 25 times. You need to respect that, and we'll see.
Well, it's interesting because
see if the Sixers have any fight too.
We put that stat out last week about what happens when the Eagles run the ball versus when they are real heavy passing, and I had a couple people come back to me and say, it's a skewed stat because the Birds really only run the ball 50% or more of the time when they have a big lead and they're just trying to run the clock out. But I disagree with that because there have been a couple times this year where they've run to get themselves back into games, and they ran the ball down the Giants' throat to win a game. So
yeah, no, Mike, they have, and that when you're winning, you're going to run the ball more in the fourth quarter, and that makes sense, and that's going to help that number. But in both games, they ran the ball well early too. It might not have been all the time, but it was enough.
Right.
And the Sixers are getting rolled by 11.
We can't trade 2s for 3s.
No, it's
3s for 2s.
Not looking good, fam. I talked about a measuring stick earlier. This team was up 9 at one point in this basketball game, but they're still a young basketball team, and we have to understand that. And let's see their fight this last 7 minutes. What they got. If they can make this into a one-score game or close down the stretch, they'll feel better about it.
If they can get this down to a 1 or 2 possession game, then I'm fine.
Yep.
If they put the tail between their legs and come running home.
And if you think this defines the season, go buy a fucking clue. Because, 1, Toronto don't get out of the second round ever, all right? And 3, right? The 3 part is it's December 5th, okay? Yeah. Got a lot of basketball left.
The TTP Ballin says we can't buy a jump shot right now.
Nope. And this is what we need to get better at as a young basketball team. Down the stretch. Joe can't hit a shot. He's struggling.
Me of everything. Tristan says, what's up, boys?
What's up, brother?
He says, Eagles win. The Cowboys are the biggest frauds in the NFL. I don't know about that. There's a couple of teams that I think are more fraudulent than the Cowboys.
Listen, I'm a realist
Chicago
here.
Bears.
I'm a realist here. They're a tough football team. That's the realist in me. I hate the Cowboys with all my heart, but they're tough. And to me, we can be tougher. So we'll see. I mean, we'll see how it plays out. We're giving a score prediction soon. Deion Brown chiming in again. What's up, brother?
What are we drinking tonight,
I think
Deion?
he said Miller High Life.
Attaboy.
I think that's what he said. Let me check.
The champagne of beers.
Yep, 2 40s of High Life on deck tonight. Yes.
Beautiful.
Yes, I love the 40 talk. He said the X factor for this game could be the return of Darren Sproles. Now, second return, but still, I know where he's going with it. They didn't game plan for him outside of Monday's game win against the Redskins, so the integral part comes Sunday, and that's true. That is true, brother. And Chrome says about the Sixers are forcing a lot of bad shots as well. Looks like a team of Rocos out there right now. Yeah, and I'm not making excuses. I understand the Sixers family is going to be upset if they lose this basketball game tonight. But
they got it down to 8.
Just relax. Just relax. These are kids. These are babies.
They had it down to 8 with a chance to go to 5, and it looked like they were trying to hit JJ for a spot up 3 and threw the ball away.
Parker says Edward 40 hands.
Yeah.
I think he's talking about the 40 line.
Yeah. Love it.
I love you, brother. You're the best.
Todd Womack, I guess he was referring to a point you made earlier. He says, exactly, Godfather. Cox and Timmy need to be in the backfield on every down.
Listen.
It remains to be seen if Timmy plays. He left that game Monday night and
back spasms.
didn't return.
Now, back spasms don't really worry me too much. I think he'll be okay, but I'm more Cox and Graham need to be all over the damn football field. They need to be in Dak's face all day, every day, and you need to sack him at least 5 times on Sunday. It's simple. I mean, this game is really simple. Slow down Ezekiel Elliott, contain him, and make him beat you inside the pocket. Make Dak Prescott stay inside the pocket and beat you. It's simple. Because if he beats you by staying in and throwing, good for you. Congratulations, great game.
Actually, it's
right? It's simple. You can have the win then.
It's funny that you said that. TTP Ballin just says it's going to be a tough battle of the defenses. 17-14 Birds, I think the front seven comes to play. All right.
I hope so. What do you say, 17-14?
Yeah.
Nice.
Jalil Harris says, do you believe in Sweat and Barnett? Because we can't keep the old guys no more. I think Graham's got to go.
Well, I completely
100% spot on.
I buy in the Derek Barnett big time. So, I love that kid. He always was around the football in big spots. You can tell a lot about a guy for his knack for the ball or his knack for the quarterback. And he's one of them guys who just has the knack of making a big play in big spots. I thought the same thing out of Jordan Hicks whenever he was healthy and to his ability before the Achilles. He was another guy. When he was healthy, he was all around the football. Chrome, I don't agree with this, brother. Chrome says, Tom, JJ, Jimmy, and Wilson aren't babies. Well, how long, Cromer? Listen, I love JJ, okay? Jimmy's a top 15 player in this league to me. And then you have Joe and Benny. Well, they're your goats. They're your franchise right there. They're babies. How long has Wilson Chandler, Jimmy Butler, right? JJ Redick, Joel Embiid, and Ben Simmons played together? Somebody tell me. Because they played longer than the Rockets teams played together? Nope. Because Wilson's been out early on in the season. Jimmy just got here. All right? It's not a great game tonight. Okay, but this team needs to learn adversity and playing on the road. This is when I talked about Ben Simmons and free throws a year back, right? It's the same thing. I just want you to be in these spots. Learn how to get better. What's your response to it? That's how this team needs to learn. They're young. We were one of the best teams in the second half of basketball last year. I expect the same damn thing this year. So everybody, I'm not saying about Cromer, everybody calm down. That's all. We'll talk Sixers in a little bit, too.
So this is now the fourth basketball season that you and I have been together. What do I say to you about this time of year every year? That it doesn't matter.
No.
That I don't start worrying about.
Now, if you're 5-20, it matters.
Right, but I don't start worrying about the Sixers until they go out on that West Coast trip between Christmas and New Year's.
Yep.
Same thing I say every year.
And credit to you, you said it last year.
Yeah. And it's, it's the same thing every year. When they go west between Christmas and New Year's, that's when I start worrying about it. And
come on, dude. Why are we so sloppy with the basketball? Timid.
Actually, on that one, it looked like they were trying to overpass it.
Yeah, like fucking JJ. What are you doing, dude?
But just the fact that right now, what are they right now? 17-8. If they lose this, they'll be 17-9.
Yeah.
I mean, if you go 17-8 every 25 games.
You're in good spot.
You're in a damn good spot. See, he's just forcing the issue here.
Yeah, I don't think that was offensive though. By the way,
no.
I felt like he moved underneath him, but that's fine. This is just the kind of game we're in, and I believe we play tomorrow night too. So if we don't end up winning this game, then we'll see what our response is tomorrow night. Theon Brown says, I'd rather have Amari Cooper try to beat us than Zeke going off because of the lack of discipline up front, linebackers included, missed tackles, etc. Yep, completely agree, Dion. Crum said, I'm not worried, but veteran guys should understand shot selection. No, listen, you're right on that, but the chemistry of playing together matters. When guys have played together for 8 games, 9 games, and you expect the passing to be crisp in a tough environment, come on, Cromer, let me help you, baby, when it comes to the NBA, all right, or any sport. You can't expect it to just be plug and play that quick and go on the road and expect to beat the best team in the Eastern Conference right now, record-wise. You just can't. Like, if we won the game, it's great.
Now, Me of Everything says 24-14 Birds, Offensive Player of the Game, Golden Tate, Defensive Player of the Game, Timmy Jernigan. And then...
He says Timmy Jernigan, so he's expecting a return then.
Our friend, Harlem Cowboy.
What's up, Harlem?
What's up, guys? I'm back.
That's a walk.
Get ready for a physical game of football. Yeah, no argument there. It's going to be physical.
Oh, absolutely.
Todd Womack. I'm drinking Everglow, the vodka tequila mix.
He's back to this again?
He's back to the You didn't make an ass out of yourself enough last week with the Everglow? Talking about our in-studio guest like, man, you're killing us, Todd. Harlem Cowboy. I hope Philly keeps throwing those screens so my linebackers can blow them up.
You said that. You said that on Sunday, brother. So I'm not at all concerned.
No, apparently Joe got a tee at some point too. So.
Well, because the dude just walked. Yeah. Valanciunas just flat out walked.
Speaking of linebacker cores, I just read something interesting coming from Jerry Jones' mouth, so take it for a grain of salt. He says that if Sean Lee's ready to go this week, he's starting, and Leighton Vander Esch is on the bench.
Oh, please.
Are you kidding me?
Please. I will take as an Eagles fan, I'd rather see Sean Lee on the field. Vander Esch has been playing out of his mind. Wait, Harlem Cowboy, I want to see somebody gonna guard Coop. Dude, pay attention to your team. Cooper is not a down-the-field threat. Everything that he's done so far has been short passes that he's taken to the house. If you have a safety over the top, and hopefully the Eagles do, because at least Malcolm Jenkins should be smart enough to make sure that somebody stays over the top, you know, you're not going to break a big one over the top on them. So, you know, watch your team.
Yep. Yeah, exactly. Don't. Like, I'm not saying Amari's not a burner, but that can't throw the ball deep, so that matters. You know what I mean? When he can't, when that's not his game. Yeah, we can't make a shot tonight. They're playing. Listen, they're playing great defense, by the way.
Todd Womack says just one big ass cup tonight.
Nice.
So he's not getting hammered. He's just gonna drink one big ass cup tonight. All right then,
Which
Todd.
is fine.
Eh.
I like your style, brother. Nobody's mad at it. Sip away. Sip away. Back to the book here.
This is annoying. I mean, we started the show. This was a 1-point game. They're now down 15.
When I was coming home, they were up.
They were up
9.
what, 9?
9 at one point. You know, but like I said, you know, we got to get better, learn how to close out games better. All part of the process right now.
Now, you're a problem.
What?
You don't think I see that comment in the YouTube chat? You bastard.
Tim Baldurian says,
It's the
Jerry,
kids in the public, baby.
Jerry hitting the Johnny Walker blue a little too hard for that comment on Lee. Chrome says, I expect more than a pass-off defensive rebound. Run the floor and just shoot it with a defender in your face. Patience, slow the tempo when Toronto is on fire right now. Yeah, I mean, I don't disagree with any of it. Listen, it's an ugly loss, essentially, but there's a lot of time. Back to the Eagles.
Jalil Harris asks, is Alshon Jeffrey not getting targeted or not getting open because I haven't seen him? He actually played well Monday night. I think he's not been getting targeted. I think Carson may have been a little apprehensive about throwing the 50-50 ball, and that's basically what Alshon does is he wins the 50-50 balls.
Yep.
But more targets this past Monday night, better distribution by Carson, and, you know.
Over the last 5 games, he's gotten targeted 5.3 times per game. That's just not enough targets for Alshon.
No, but the number's trending up, which is good.
Yeah, and then you got a lot of weapons out there. You expect to spread the ball around, and I thought they'd done a better job of at least spreading the football around.
Football around, yeah.
Yeah, you know, so
Spread the basketball around too.
Yeah, well, we need to do that as well. But you know what I mean? I felt like we've done a better job of that over the last couple weeks, where it's not been just Zach Ertz all day. It's been other guys have gotten involved, and Golden's starting to get involved, and now his confidence here and probably not trying to do too much is only going to get better. Because I think it's twofold when you bring a guy in like that. You know, there's high expectations early on, you know, all that fun stuff. So, you know, you got to let him slow the game down too. And I thought he did that Monday night really well.
Harlem Cowboy says Alshon is mad slow now, not worried about him. Okay, then let's see if the Cowboys single cover him, because if they single cover him, he will fucking abuse your corners. Even your boy out of UConn, what's his name, Byron Jones?
Byron Jones, yeah.
Yeah. Even Byron Jones will get abused by Alshon.
I don't know about that.
I just don't know where Alshon stinks
right
or isn't good enough. I just don't know where that's coming from.
I think the key matchup in terms of the Eagles' success is going to be Golden Tate on Anthony Brown. Anthony Brown can be beat on the inside, and I think that's where you guys got to attack with.
Yeah, and then you got to worry about Nelly, and you got to worry about your tight ends. Can they keep up with Ertz too? You know, but again, it all starts for both teams. You know, who can run the football better? That's the question that we're going to find out.
Jalil Harris, I miss Dario.
I love Dario, but you can't. I mean, I never wanted to see him go, but you can't not make that move.
Yeah,
absolutely.
You can't. You're absolutely right. You can't not make that move. You can't cry over the spilt milk. And I've seen this narrative that Minnesota's team defense has improved from bottom 5 in the league to top 5 in the league since Dario and Rocco got
Small
there.
sample.
It's a very small sample.
And they played shit teams,
Yeah.
by the way, too. If you want to go back and look at the teams they beat, let's pump or breaks. Christian Carroll in the house over on the west side says, what the fuck? I can actually comment on here because he wasn't able to comment on the HED radio page. What happened? But he says, I'm absolutely furious with the Sixers right now. Way overmatched tonight. Yeah, tonight, but I think down the road we're not going to be. That's where I'm at. I think down the road we're not going to be. Joe had his worst game so far this season, and you can't expect that to keep up every game. I don't expect it to. But yeah, I mean, do we look overmatched? Sure, you can say that, but this is a team that was up 9 at one point.
Well, I mean, he had Valanciunas in foul trouble in the first quarter, and they just never capitalized on it.
He's got to do a better job staying on the block and stuff. We know that. But part of the offense is guys running screens through his big body.
Is that Jimmy got 36?
And I thought they'd done a great job of switching on our screens and fighting through them.
Oh, yeah.
And I think that's what caused some issues tonight in the second half of this basketball game. Todd Womack says, and to me, what we need to attack with those linebackers, Ertz, in the running game. Yeah, I mean, you got to keep them linebackers moving their eyes a lot.
Mm-hmm.
No doubt about it. Absolutely have to. And Ryan Ferrer says, how can you like Dario? Oh, what's not to like about Dario? He's just tough. He's not Jimmy Butler, so you're fine with the deal.
I mean,
but he's a tough kid.
He worked hard. He did everything that was asked. You needed him to play D, he played D. You needed him to rebound, he rebounded. You needed him to score, he scored. I mean, he was a glue guy. He was an unsung hero. He was a Philly type of player.
Yep.
To be honest with you.
No, he really was.
What didn't I like about him was the fact that he played year-round overseas.
And his legs.
Which meant the first 20 games of every season, his legs were shit.
Yep. No, you're right.
I just had to take a look at the Sixers schedule because people are talking like they're on a 4-game losing streak. Aren't they coming in on a 4-game winning streak into this game? Can't win all of them, babe. Tough game on the road.
Yeah. I mean, the family out there is acting like we're losing a game on the road to the Cavs right now.
Yeah.
Right.
And that's what you're acting like. There's a damn good basketball team up there in Toronto, and Valanciunas ate Joe's lunch in the second half. What do you want me to tell everybody? That's not going to happen consistently. He's too good. He works too hard, and I expect a response tomorrow night from this basketball team. So just calm down. Mike talks about it. I talk about it. Other basketball guys talk about it. We're in a good spot right now, and we were the second or best team record-wise the second half of last year, and I'm going to say it again, I expect the same thing to happen. Let Jimmy and the new pieces here, essentially, of guys playing together, let that chemistry build. You can't, I wanted to win this game. I called it a measuring stick. How do you think I feel about it? Okay? I called it. I thought they were going to win this game tonight. I thought they were going to get over that Toronto hump on the road. They haven't yet. But I'm not going to define their season off of this one. Just not. Because Ben didn't look to score at all tonight. He looked timid. Somebody get fucking Kendall in the house again. Because this shit is why I call him out. He's got a wide open look from the free throw line and decides not to fucking shoot it. Okay? The softness, the timidness of your point guard carries around to your basketball team. So put the game on Joe if you want. I'm going to put it on the guy who wasn't aggressive tonight. Because when he's not aggressive, we don't play well. He's got to want the basketball and be aggressive.
You ain't going to get any argument out of me.
It's getting old with this.
I personally, I will put some of this on JJ too because he looked real sloppy tonight. And that's not like him. I am perfectly fine if JJ shoots 4 for 20 because at least he got 20 shots up at the rim. But when he does the shit that he does tonight where he's dropping passes, he's trying to make too many extra passes, he's running into the screens instead of getting around them and taking the dribble handoffs. Like
he's looked timid.
Just stupid, sloppy stuff out of your veteran that you're paying a lot of money to. I put more of this on him than I do Joe.
No, listen. I'm not running from Joe. He played bad tonight, okay, but that happens. But at least he was aggressive at times and looked like he was still fighting. I mean, Ben looks like a deer in headlights tonight, and like you said, JJ coming off screens looks like shit, and the whole offense as a whole looks like shit. He scored 97 points so far. So I'm not happy with any of it. But it's early. We're going to be completely fine. And I'm telling you, at one point of this year, we're going to be better than them. We're going to beat them in a big spot. So I'm not worried. What do you got over there?
You take the tube real quick. I just want to pull something up.
Yeah, absolutely.
While you're doing that.
TTP says Pastor Arnone. Love that, brother. And then Christian Cowell's got a good one. There's nothing more I want more in the first round for the Eagles than our next Jason Peters or John Runyon. We need a nasty left tackle. Yep, and we'll get to that when that time comes. But I agree with you. I absolutely agree. You went up front in this league, so we'll see. Now Ben wants to be aggressive. That's cute.
Well,
and now JJ wants to hit a shot.
Here's the problem with Ben. He's 2 points away from a triple-double, and that's great. Mm-hmm. He's turned it over 7 times.
Not good enough out of your guard.
So, Butler's 15 of 27. Joel is only 5 of 17. Reddick, 9 for 16. Okay, great, but he's turned it over 5 times.
Yeah, too many turnovers. So that's 11 turnovers between them two guys.
Yeah.
Right? 11?
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's 11 turnovers between Ben Simmons and J.J. Reddick. How many turnovers Ben got? Joe.
Well, here you go. Jimmy's got 2. Joe's got 4. So that's 6. J.J.'s got 5. That's 11. Ben's got 7. That's 18. Let me get to the bench. TJ turned it over 5 times, and Muscala's turned it over once. So that's 24 turnovers. Can't beat Toronto if you turn it over 24 times.
No.
It's just not going to happen.
Nope. And between Joe, Ben, and JJ, you had 15 turnovers. Right? Right? Am I right about that?
Yeah.
Joe had 4. So you have 11 between Ben and JJ, and then you got 15 out of the 3. You're not gonna win many basketball games with that going on.
And scoring wise, you got 16 points off the bench. That's it.
Not good enough either.
Not good enough.
This is where a healthy and good Markelle Fultz would have came up nice for us. Remember, we got young kids on the Pine too. So they're just moving parts. Don't worry about it. But let's get back to the Eagles for a minute.
Yeah.
Julia Harris says to stop Zeke, we got to run a 4-6 defense. I'm not worried about Dak throwing. Listen, I'm not worried about it either. I was talking about maybe not a 4-6, but that's old school. But definitely making him beat and you loading the box up a little bit, bringing some safeties down and see what you can do there. Well, the whole game is stopping Ezekiel Elliott. Can you hold him under 100 is the question. And Ryan said the same thing. We also need to put 8 in the box. That is what we need to do, even though Zeke averages 8.1 yards a carry when they load the box. Interesting stat.
Well, the problem is if you load the box and he breaks through and he gets to the second level, you're screwed. So do you load the box? I say no, but do you creatively run blitz a little bit? Yeah, absolutely. I think this is a game where Jim Schwartz really needs to kind of dig into the bag of tricks a little bit. Quentin Bass says Ben needs a jumper. Why can't he get a jumper? Supposedly he's working on it. Supposedly.
Again, we're doing
with his shooting coach, who is also his brother. I don't know.
I'm not saying he's not working on it.
I don't buy into that.
I don't even need as much as a jumper right now. I need the aggression. I want the basketball, right? That's what I need. Like when we've been winning games, it's because he's wanted the goddamn freaking basketball, right? And he's been aggressive. 15 turnovers at M3. You're going to lose a game on the road in Toronto. That's just how the league works.
TTP Ballin says, and this is actually a good point, he needs to start pulling up in games against shit teams to prepare for games like this. I absolutely agree with that. I do think that there is something to be said for game action. And instead of pulling him out of games that you're up 20, 25 points, why don't you leave him in the game and make him take jump shots?
Get a shooting rhythm.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Harlem Cowboy says,
still going?
One-on-one with Cooper and my rookie Gallup. Dude,
now
bottom line for you.
Now we're crowning Gallup.
Michael Gallup flat out sucks, okay? He flat out sucks.
I think he's okay, but I mean, are we really Michael Gallup and me right now?
Yeah.
I mean, you want to talk about weapons offensively, Harlem, and you really want to go there with me and be a fucking realist for a minute. Be a fucking realist.
Hold on.
Who's got more weapons offensively?
Our producer is a Cowboys fan, and he winced when I said Michael Gallup.
Oh no, I winced at
You
your
might have
reaction.
been you might have been wincing at me, but you still winced.
Gallup's going to burn you for 40 yards in this game.
For 40 yards.
All right, well, answer me this question.
He did it last week.
You
he did
and
it the week
Harlem.
before.
You and Harlem. Who has more talent on paper offensively? Because it ain't even fucking close. It ain't close. You got Pro Bowlers all over our offense. All over our offense. Okay, you have Zeke and Amari's a weapon. So you have Zeke and Amari that are weapons.
And a game manager at quarterback.
Okay.
I think it's, the tight end position is what puts it strongly in your favor.
Well, we got an all-pro tight end, the best in the league. Golden Tate's a Pro Bowl caliber player. Alshon Jeffrey's a Pro Bowl caliber player. Nelson's just a solid, solid weapon for you. Okay, and Carson, before the knee and as it gets healthier, is a Pro Bowl quarterback. So can this offense put it together? Because if they do, we might dominate this football game. And we're going to get score predictions in a minute, I think, before we go to YouTube, if you want, Mike, or we can save it, but to the YouTube side. But regardless, this football team's winning Sunday because I think we're on a mission right now.
Even the Harlem Cowboys said the Birds have more talent for sure.
Yeah. Now, I'm not taking anything away from Amari Cooper and Ezekiel Elliott. Amari Cooper's still a baby, too. He's a good player in this league. It was a good trade to be made because you're giving Dak a weapon. But outside of them, too, I don't fear nothing offensively. Now, that doesn't mean they can't score points offensively, but if I shut Zeke down, you're in a whole boatload of trouble Sunday because we didn't shut Zeke down the last time we played, and we still almost won the football game. So Zeke went off, Harlem, okay, and we almost beat you still, right? So if you don't get that same numbers from Zeke, you're in for a load of trouble because that second half of that football game, we figured something out about you. Right? Go back, Harlem. Go back.
Watch the tape.
Rewind. That second half, we dominated your ass. I'm just saying. We played a shitty first half. We were terrible. But we figured something out. And if it wasn't for Zeke carving our ass, we win the game. Now, we lost the game. That's the way it goes.
And Zeke carved.
And Zeke carved.
And that's what he does.
Credit. I gave credit. I said Dallas is tough after that game. But if you think that's going to continue, I don't think he goes for 120 on Sunday. I really believe they hold him to 100 or under.
Michael,
let's fucking go.
Here you go. Michael Profound 6'9" says Carson Wentz says Merry Christmas Philadelphia. Shades of Jeff Garcia. Book it.
Jeff Garcia.
The Jeff Garcia reference is great. What was it? Christmas Day of 2000 and shit. I want to say 2007, 2008, something like that. He goes down there and he beat. Is that you or me?
No, it's me. I wanted to see something. Go ahead.
Did you just get error occurred? Because I did too. Yes. So he goes down there and he beats the Cowboys on Christmas Day. And he just looks right into the camera as he's walking off the field. Merry Christmas, Philadelphia.
Yeah, I remember that.
It's like a running joke between me and some of my buddies too, because anytime the Birds win a game,
are we so good on YouTube?
Anywhere around Christmas, it's Merry Christmas, Philadelphia.
Yeah, I mean that was a great line. And Christian says his birthday's on Christmas Eve, I believe.
Nice.
Yeah, we got kicked off for whatever reason on Facebook, so which is fun.
That's weird.
Well, anytime I freaking stream the game in here, I do. It always does that for me.
Hey, game's over. Although we have an error occurred there.
Yep.
And an error occurred there, and an error occurred here. We're just error occurring tonight.
Yeah, so if you're still on YouTube, we're going to take a quick break.
Yeah, we'll
come back with score predictions.
Get this squared up.
Yep, I'm getting off my internet over here on everything because this always happens to me. Nobody else. Nobody fucking else this has ever happened to because nobody's even listening. So it doesn't happen to fucking nobody else but me. Like, I swear to God, every fucking Wednesday and Sunday, like, it goes on with me. And it's nobody's fault. The internet's the internet. But, like, this shit only happens to me. Like, motherfuckers can watch 25 things in here on other days, and everything's good.
And nothing happens.
I walk through, and I'm like, oh, you guys got everything on? It's working on it. Fun. fucking crumb shit. I'm calling Verizon because I'm not happy. I want another upgrade. Tom,
Mike,
AM,
in the PM.
A2D Radio. Every Wednesday, we are brought to you by Gibson Mayer LLC, our certified public account. Make them yours.
Make
Find them on the
yours.
web, GibsonMayer.com. We'll be right back. Score predictions, Sixers talks, Eagles talk, Phillies talk. Everything's on the table, fam. See you in a few minutes.
Tom and Mike, AM in the PM, is brought to you by Gibson Mayer, LLC, certified public accountants. Gibson Mayer, located in Yardley, PA, is a leading accounting and business consulting firm with a proven track record of handling critical issues with expertise across many different industries, including construction, distribution, hospitality, manufacturing, real estate, service trades, merchandising, professional services, and professional athletes. Give them a call at 215-369-3300. That's 215-369-3300. Your initial consultation is always free, and if you tell them that Mike from Tom and Mike AM in the PM sent you, you'll receive 15% off all income tax services completed by February 15th. That's Gibson Mayer, LLC, certified public accountants. 215-369-3300. Or visit them on the web at www.gibsonmayer.com. That's www.gibsonmayer.com.
Tom Arnone, Big Mikey Smalls, Tom, Mike, AM, in the PM, only on A2DRadio.com.
You're listening to Tom and Mike, AM in the PM, on A2DRadio.com.
Hi, folks. Bob Mannery here. You're listening to A2D Radio, real sports talk radio for the fans, by the fans, no agenda. These guys are the best in the business. Hashtag it. No notes. Hi, folks. Bob Mannery here. You're listening to A2D Radio, real sports talk radio for the fans, by the fans, no agenda. These guys are the best in the business. Hashtag it. No notes. Hi, folks.
Tom,
Mike,
AM,
in the beer.
A2D Radio, live from the Real Talk Studios. Every Wednesday night, we are brought to you by our certified public accountant.
Make them yours.
Find them on the web, GibsonMayer.com. Tom Arnone, Michael Mataraki, Robbie Pove on the ones and twos. Our other two boys not with us tonight, Mr. Milwakovic and Mr. McGuckin. But Danny will be putting an article out on A2D tomorrow about the Sixers, I'm sure. So get in there, read his article. See,
Once his mild bout with depression over tonight subsides.
Maybe the writing will get him over it, therapeutic in a way. So read Danny's article tomorrow. I'll obviously be giving you some Sixers next day reaction just to calm the fan base down. You'll get one of them in the morning as well. So a lot of content over on A2D Radio page. If you're just joining us on the Facebook side of things, listen, babe, we're here for you. So subscribe, do what you got to do, get your alerts right so you can jump in every time we're live because we're going to answer all your questions, all your comments. That's what we're here for. We're here for you. And if you're over on YouTube and you got a Facebook and an Instagram and a YouTube and a Twitter, go follow us over there. A2D Radio on Facebook or A2D Live is where our shows go. But follow both. Join us, family. Please join us. Help us grow and get bigger because we're going to be all about you the bigger we grow. Factual. Mike, we start off the show, obviously, with our poll question, which is a great one tonight. And it's semi-simple for the family, too. Which unit will have the biggest impact on the outcome of Sunday night's Eagles-Cowboys game? Eagles offense, Dallas defense, Dallas offense, Eagles defense. Let us know right on YouTube right now. So Mike went a little outside the box.
Kinda.
And went coaching staff, which I love because offensive side, I think you went the whole coaching staff, didn't you?
Well, I no, it was Jim Schwartz and the defensive coaches. But to me, it's going to be the coaching staff and how they scheme up to stop Zeke without getting burnt by Cooper.
Yep.
Because I think the offense is fine. To me, it's going to be the defensive coaching staff and how they game plan and scheme up.
Well, let me ask you a question since you brought up Amari Cooper. Who covers him? To me, it's got to, if Jalen's not playing, it's got to be Sid.
I don't shadow him. Whatever side he goes to, whoever's playing that side, you just got to man up.
You think? Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
And here's why. Because remember what Malcolm said a couple weeks ago, that they started to find their stride defensively against the Giants when they stopped playing man-on-man with certain corners on certain receivers. And basically, they put LeBlanc on one side, they had Sullivan on the other side, and they basically said, whoever comes to this side is who you play.
Yep.
And they did the same thing against the Redskins. They had Rasul on the right side, they had LeBlanc on the other side, and they basically said, whoever comes to this side is who you play. And it's worked. So I don't know that you want to mess with that too much. Unless they do give it a little basketball theory maybe, a little box and one.
Do it, Robbie. I already did that, so you don't got to worry about that.
Where they do, maybe they do a, whoever comes to this side, LeBlanc, you have him. Whoever comes to this side, Rasul, you have him. But Sid, you're going to follow Amari wherever he goes, something like that.
Yeah.
I mean, they could.
Well, what they really did, too, the add-on to your point, is they did a lot more stunting up front. And it started in the fourth quarter.
Straight stunting?
They're stunting.
They're stunting.
And what they did with the D linemen is they stunted a lot with them, moved them around, and made it not just a front four where, hey, I got this guy and it's easier, right? So when you stunt and you make the offensive linemen have to adjust, I felt like we got more pressure starting in the fourth quarter of that Giants game, and it carried over to Washington. So what I need is more disguising out of Jim Schwartz, to your point about him being important. And it's okay to show blitz and not bring it.
Yeah.
It's okay to bring 5 sometimes. It's okay in certain spots to bring 6. I'm not Mr. You have to blitz all the time. But the blitz is the greatest thing invented. If you can bring an extra guy that they can't block, you win.
Right.
So, and if you can get there. So I'm interested to see how he goes about this on Sunday and what his scheme is to slow down Zeke and not let Amari beat you either. Because you got 2 guys you got to worry about stopping and keeping Dak in the pocket. And it ties right into our score predictions, offensive, defensive player of the game, and a chance for you out there, fam, to win a couple bucks from us. All you got to do is screenshot it, send it over. You can message A2D, or you can post it right on the page. And what we'll do for you is if you win it, we'll Venmo you whatever currency you need, and we'll go from there.
Shillings, pesos, francs, euros, whatever you need, we got you.
Yep, Bitcoin, whatever you need.
Ducats.
Ducats.
Bryce Blackwell says to the poll question, Eagles defense. And remember, if you're over on YouTube, there's a little explanation mark up at the top. All right. And what you can do is you can vote on the poll there as well. So there's voting ability on Facebook and the voting ability on YouTube to the peeps out there. And Todd Womack says, Sydney, it's time to step up. And Dawn, what's up, Mama? It was great to see Johnny tonight. I finally met him. Her son, when we were practicing over for Paul VI at Scanzano's tonight. And he's a great kid.
Oh, look at that.
And credit to that program, too, because they're good kids over there and they listen, which is awesome.
I just found the exclamation point and voted.
Did you? Welcome.
All right, so YouTube fam, you gotta kind of hit the screen so that all your buttons pop up.
Yep.
But don't pause.
Don't you pause it.
Don't you pause. Just hit the exclamation point and go vote.
Vote it. Let's go. TTP, I love you, brother. You guys need someone to hype me up because the more I think about this game, the more I think it's going to be last game of our season. Shake my head. And we better come out firing and put Dak on the dirt. And what did Dawn say? Just kidding to you. I don't know what's JC to you. Jesus Christ to you, maybe. Michael Profound says Birds. So give us our score predictions, fam. Put it in there. Who you got winning? Offense, defense, player of the game. Start with you, Mike. Robbie, obviously, I want you in on this as a Cowboys fan. And Harlem, feel free as well. Because, listen, we love yous. We have no problem with realist Cowboys fans and guys who continue to come back. Credit to Harlem. Credit to the Sean Taylor guy who constantly come back. And win or lose this week out of either of us, what we can do best is just show up the next time.
Yeah.
And say, hey, good game out of you guys. Because I know Jesse Nichols over on Facebook, who's a resident Cowboys guy over there, who's always trolling. What are you guys going to do if we beat your ass? Well, I'm going to say good game, dude. What the fuck you want me to tell you?
Yeah.
What do you want me to blow you?
Yeah.
What the fuck you want me to do?
We're gonna say good game. We're gonna get ready for the Rams and hope somebody knocks you off along the way.
Yeah, then we're rooting against you. What do you want me to tell you? Michael Profrown says, Birds 27-17. Jordan Matthews scores a game-winning TD. He's going back in history. I fucking love it.
All right, I gotta call something out here because this crumb. Hey, fellas, just wanted to check in and remind you the YouTube game that Paul Goldschmidt is officially a St. Louis Cardinal.
Is this Crumb again?
Fucking crumb.
Is this Easy Back?
Goldie.
Crumb. Crumb.
What are you going to do with Jose Martinez?
Yeah,
we'll take him off your hands.
Yeah, right? You know what, though? Credit to you because the Cardinals, that's a great – you don't live out there, but it's a great baseball city.
Yeah.
One of the best around. And to get a big name like that is huge for them because he's a flat-out fucking pimp. You should be excited, but you're still 3 for 4-ish crummish. You're not like Kyle Crum, who's 3 for 4, and some other 3 for 4 guys we know, like my buddy over on Facebook. He's a Spurs fan. You know what I'm talking about. And he's a little crummish when it comes to the Sixers and basketball.
And one Mr. Delavecchio.
Yeah, but he's crummish.
Crummish.
Yeah. So because we love him. So the ones we love are crummish.
Yeah.
The ones like Kyle, it's like you're a Yankees fan. That's a no-no. You can't be 3 for 4 and be a Yankees fan. That's a no-no. You can't be 3
hold on a second then. Because if Kyle is 3 for 4 and he's a Yankees fan and it makes him a crumb, Ralphie's 3 for 4 and he's a Lakers fan.
Yeah.
That's pushing the line from crummish to crumb.
Oh, it is, but the Yankees are the evil empire for a reason.
Oh, And the Showtime Lakers are not? Come on, Peter Pan.
No, I think people.
Come on.
I think people actually like the Showtime Lakers. I think people did. I think people enjoyed Kobe and Shaq. Like, I don't think there was a hatred.
Oh,
when we played them, there was.
You didn't have a season tickets in 2001.
Oh,
I hated them sons of bitches.
I watched a lot of it. I watched all of it. You're 100% on. 2001, he would have been a borderline. No, not a borderline. He'd be official crump.
Flat out crump.
Crump. Official crump.
Hey.
You know, Rob, you're 2 for 4, so you're not a.
Yeah, but they're a bad 2 on the other side, though.
Absolutely.
So I can't be crummish. I'm well past crummish.
You're going crump?
Yeah, I'm crump.
Okay.
But.
Actually, you know what makes you a bigger crumb?
I love you. You're not a crumb because you confirmed you're a crumb. It makes you not a crumb.
No, because to me, what makes Robbie an even bigger crumb is that his 2 non-Philly teams are like this.
Yeah.
Like a clock.
Yeah.
12 and 3.
12 and 3.
Not even 12 and 6.
It's now it's just like 1 and 7.
Hey, I'll just leave you guys with this because I'm not on. You know, sometimes crumbs are the best part of the popcorn.
Hey, it's true.
Absolutely. Love a crumb. I love the bottom of the barrel.
Crunchy.
I love bottom barrels. Chris Dunn says 31-28 Birds. Harlem 34. Cowboys 34. Birds 17. Dak player of the game. Would you grow up, Peter Pan? And so let's give it, Mike.
Oh, hold on.
Yeah, shoot it.
Harlem Cowboy.
Shoot it.
If this turns out to be a 17-point game, even if you don't have the score spot on, if this turns out to be a 17-point Cowboy win, I personally will give you a $25 gift card to whatever you want.
Hey, listen, I'll up it. I'll throw 25 in too.
All right, there you go. 50 from us.
$50.
If the Cowboys win this by 17 or more, you get $50 from us.
So what are you giving us, babe?
Oh.
Because we just offered you 50 because we're that confident that you ain't blowing nobody out on Sunday. The only blowout that would be possible, in my eyes, is us rolling your ass. If you really want to get smart with me, and I don't think a roll job's coming.
Nah,
okay, but if you want to really
there's no roll job coming at all.
No, it's a divisional game. This is tough. Okay, this is hard fought. Who makes the big plays in big spots? That's what it comes down to. Who wants to make a goddamn play for both sides, and that's going to determine who wins this football game. Mike, score, offense, defense, player of the game.
Score 20-17 Birds, and I think it's a 20-13 game late. I'm sorry, 20-14 game late. And the Birds defense winds up holding the Cowboys to a field goal instead of a touchdown, and that's the final margin there. Offensive player of the game, I'm going to ride the hot hand, Josh Adams. Defensive player of the game, going Malcolm. I think he needs to quarterback that defense to some stops, and I think that's going to be your guy right there.
Yeah, and to that point, what happened in the game we played against them when we lost 27-20 at home is we continued to come back and fight and claw offensively, but every time they went back out on the football field, we couldn't get a stop. You know, we scored 17 in the second half. They scored 14. So essentially in the second half of that football game, we won the second half, right? So if I'm gonna base my score off of that second half of that football game because I think that's more who we are. Now, defensively, I don't think that's who we are, but offensively, that's more who we are. So I'm gonna stick to my 30 game because I believe this offense is gonna explode at some point. That doesn't mean a blowout, but I just keep feeling it, and I feel like it's getting closer. And I'm gonna go 34-24 Eagles and a late field goal. The ice.
You're putting a lot of points on the board.
Yeah, and I've been putting a lot of points on the board for weeks because I got confidence. And what I saw last Sunday against a good defensive football team is an offense that's starting to click and starting to slowly put it together.
Wait, hold on.
Slowly.
Harlem Cowboys says you don't want Dak with the ball with the game on the line.
Who the fuck is he?
Yes, I do.
Who is he?
Yes, I do. Very much so, as a matter of fact. In fact, I want Dak in a position where he has to win the game instead of handing the ball to Zeke because he won't.
No,
he just won't.
I agree with him. Kneeling the ball. That's the way.
Neil Gate.
To me, that's not game on the line. To me, that's game in hand.
No.
Yeah, TTP.
TTP
says, Tom, 34, question mark. And, brother, this is the only reason we scored 28 last week, okay? and we could have had more. We left 14 points off the board, or at least 6 if you want to say 2 field goals. So that puts us
in that third quarter.
That puts us at 33. Okay, last week against a good football team. I'm not listen. This Cowboys defense is tough, but can we slow down because they ain't the 85 Bears we're facing. Okay, and the Cowboys, some Cowboys fans are making it out that's the greatest defense on turf. Right? Slow down. They're good. They're tough. They're young. But let's not crown asses.
Chrome,
all right?
Oh, Chrome, those bobbleheads on the table won't stand a chance tomorrow during lazy booking. I'll be walking into the studio with a 4-foot Goldie boner for the next week.
Oh, so we're whipping on tables, babe?
Chrome, if you're walking into the studio with a 4-foot boner, you're in the wrong line of business.
I know a guy.
Listen,
Porn talk.
I'm going 34-17. I mean, 34-28, sorry. I got Harlem in my head. 34-24, sorry. 34-24. Late field goal ices it. You look back to the last time we played them, we put up 17 in the second half. Well, 17-17 is what? 34. So that's the offense I'm feeling, okay? Can we get off the field on 4th downs? It's going to determine if we can win this on 3rd downs, if we can win this football game. Offensive MVP, I'm going to go with Alshon Jeffrey. I'm going to go that in a big game, in a big spot, like he did in the Super Bowl, he's going to make some big plays. And defensively, I mean, it's always the same doggy for me. 91 needs to eat all day and eat up their guards and get pressure up the middle on Dak Prescott. And it all starts with him up front. When he's being a dog, then it creates issues for offensive lines, and now you got guys like Brandon Graham and other guys and Michael Bennett who can make a play.
Well, Harlem's clowning you because he wants to know how many teams have scored 30 on Dallas.
Honestly, I don't give a fuck.
Well, perfect answer to me.
Because I don't base it off of I don't. This is the first time I ever went back to a score. Like I went back to the last game because I was curious about something because I thought we essentially outplayed them in the second half, and we did. But let me check, Carl, because I'm not a crumb.
Well, meanwhile, TTP Ballin says this defense just held Drew Brees to 10 points after he's been dropping 37 a game.
Yep. Ebb and flow.
And we've only scored 30 once all year, and that's fine. That's you're accurate. No one's telling you you're wrong.
The Redskins with Colt McCoy put up 23.
Yeah.
Okay. In Dallas, so let's not act like that was a road game. And then, Atlanta scored 19. In Atlanta, but Atlanta's sketchy as shit.
Mariota put up 28.
Yeah.
So I'm looking through because that's what you wanted me to do. Mariota put up 28, and you only scored 14 in that game. And that Titans team's real iffy. So let's be real on that. They're hot and cold. And this is their bye week, maybe.
Yeah, Michael Profound 69 says it's the perfect setup. Carson is throwing darts. Josh and Corey combined for $130. Okay, I'm good with that.
No issues there.
Chrome, 23-16 Birds. Jernigan, Defensive Player of the Game. Tate, Offensive Player of the Game. TTP Ballin says, I hope you're right, homie. Todd Womack says, I second that, Godfather, but I also throw Adam's name in the hat. Harlem Cowboy, how many times has Philly scored 30 points? Hey, first time for everything. Buddy.
No, we scored 30 points. We've scored 30 points once or twice. I'd have to go through and look, but we scored 30 points at least once, twice.
I'll get that while you're.
Yeah, I'm looking. As of right now, they haven't given up over 30, but that's the whole point. That's the whole point.
That was the whole point of the exercise.
Like if you guys out there that think that us scoring 34 points against them, okay, if you think that's outlandish, you don't know this league, because this league's an ebb and flow league. The fact that they absolutely shut down the Saints, who were due for a hiccup. Because you ain't averaging 40 a game, babe, in this league. You understand that? You ain't doing it. So, it was a short week for them. It wasn't a short week for the Cowboys. All right? The Cowboys played the Thursday before. So, now you got a full week. All right? And the Saints got 3 days. You don't think that factors in? Does everybody want a crown? 85 Bear talk? You don't think that factors all in? And the fact that they were scoring 40 a game for like 3 straight games, the Saints?
They're definitely smelling their own shit.
So you don't think the Saints went in smelling their shit a little bit too? I mean, I'm not making shit up.
Well, no, they both played on Thanksgiving, so they both had the full week.
The Saints played on Thanksgiving?
Right.
Yeah,
they played on Thanksgiving night, but here was the thing.
Yeah.
The Saints
Did
played.
they play the Falcons? So I'm an asshole.
No, because here's what
Shit.
happened. They played at home on Thanksgiving night against the Falcons, and the Falcons completely shit the bed. Like, Matt Ryan didn't do anything. They turned the ball over a bunch of times. Breeze was hitting jabronis with touchdown passes. And they wind up blowing out the Falcons in a game that Atlanta basically didn't show up for.
That's right. And to tell you the truth, the Saints didn't look awfully that good on offense in the second half of that game
They
either.
didn't. They didn't look good in that game at all, but Atlanta just basically didn't show up. So they both had a full week, but the Saints were on a downswing.
Yeah, no, it's fair because you can't score like that consistently. Like, you're going to get a hiccup game or whatever, and Dallas got up for it. But I'm my bad about being wrong about the 3 days.
I thought you were
forgot.
right when you said it, too. It took Mike saying it for me to realize.
I just wonder if the Saints blew their load dropping 48 on us.
No, absolutely. That matters. It's hard in this league to stay that hot.
They're an awful road team, too. Even though the conditions in Dallas very similar to the Superdome, it's still a game on the road. It's not your own locker room.
You scored 40 on the Jags, Harlem, but let's be real about the Jags defense this year. It's not what it is on paper. Listen, I'm just going off the second half of that football game. We scored 17 points. We made adjustments. Like I talked about last week.
Oh, hold on.
Yeah.
You scored 40 on the Jags at home. We went to Europe and laid 28 on them. So
yeah, how many times did we score over 30? Twice?
Once
against the Giants, right?
Beat the Giants. We laid 34 on the Giants. We've hit 28 twice.
Yep. So I mean, in the 28 came last week. Another 28.
Well, they had 28 against the Redskins and 28 against Jags.
Okay, so a little sporadic with it, but the possibilities there. And what I saw last week was an offense that's getting closer. So now I put 34 on the board because I think we got to create a turnover or two and help us with field position as well. So I'm not saying the offense is going, 80 yards, big drives against you all day. I'm expecting a turnover or two.
Defensive score?
Yeah, maybe, or a strip sack, and it's on like the Cowboys 30. Stuff like that. Good field position to set up easy scores, and that's what I think this team can do. I still think Dallas's offense is going to do something. I said 24 points. I just think we get a late field goal. It's a close game.
It's pretty sizable for our average.
We get a late field goal late in the game, and that's what ices it. Kristen Carroll, what's up, brother? He says 27-24 Eagles. And he said I had to dust off my computer to log in here. I almost forgot my password. And Tristan, me of everything, says I have a good feeling about this game, fellas. So do we. Robbie, your score?
Yeah, I mean, usually they do go back and forth where they win in each other's building, but Dallas has been pretty strong at home. I agree with you. It's definitely going over the 43.5. I think that's way too low of an over-under, but I think it's going to go just over. I'm going to go 27-17 Cowboys. I just think getting Tyrone Smith back this week will loom large, controlling the offensive line of scrimmage. And you said it before, in order for the Eagles to be successful, they got to stop Zeke. Well, that's got to be our offensive player of the game if that score is going to hold up. So I really see them really controlling the time of possession in the game at home. DeMarcus Lawrence getting in on Carson Wentz. Obviously trying to get at the quarterback, not trying to kill him, maybe knock him out of the game. But I don't know. I mean, in the end, I think like you said, NFC East rival games are just always tight. They're always, I think they're competitive, but they're not going to be. It's not going to be. Neither team's going to break the 30-point barrier, in my opinion.
It's interesting though that you guys both have you guys have the combined score. Both of you have the over, and I'm usually the one who's all about the points being scored. And I'm like, nope, I got the under.
You got the under.
I got the under.
And that's very distinctly possible, too. You never know the way NFC East games are going to go. That's why I don't care how we compare to other divisions. That's why this is always going to be the best division in my book.
Yep, they're tough.
Guys, on the tube, if you made a prediction and we didn't read it, screenshot it.
Oh, even if we did read it, screenshot it.
So that you have it. And if you hit the score, you know what to do next week.
See.
And TDP says Hicks, defensive player of the game, Josh Adams, offensive player of the game. Well, I mean, that's going to depend on if Jordan Hicks is playing.
Jordan Hicks even plays,
Yeah, I don't know if he's playing, and we're going to get obviously probably tomorrow we'll get more news on Jalen. Did any of them guys practice this week? I can find it out.
They don't release a practice report until Thursday.
Is that when they release it?
Well,
but listen, I think we win this football game. I'm feeling good. I'm feeling good about this offense. I think this defense is getting better at the right time as well. They're starting to put it together. They're starting to figure some things out. They're starting to create some turnovers. That's what's the difference. We had 6 going into 2 weeks ago. We created a turnover, a big one against the Giants, and then we created a big turnover last week on a big pick by Kuma, whatever the fuck his name is. But Lena's sister, niece, dates him. Yeah, it's crazy. Come on in. Come on in.
Really? The fam.
Yeah,
How you doing?
yep, absolutely, yep. It's pretty cool.
That's awesome.
So now he's playing more. Like when he got the 4th down stop against Atlanta, I'm like, yeah, that's him, man. That's him. Let's fucking go. We're going on vacation. I know you, man. But I'm just feeling good, boys. And Harmson Phillies cornerbacks are terrible. That's not true, brother. We're probably gonna get Jalen back this week.
Hurt. They're not
okay.
terrible. They're hurt.
Yeah, they're injured.
Yeah, like you think Ronald Darby, you think Rodney McLeod were terrible? Rodney McLeod is a borderline Pro Bowl safety. So don't fucking bring that shit up to me. We're banged up back there, and we're still good enough. If we get Jalen back and Avante, we're still good enough.
Yeah.
Really good enough. And if we just get Jalen back, we're good enough because you got 3 that can play.
Mm-hmm.
Rasul, Sidney, and Jalen. They're not Pro Bowlers, but they're solid. TTP says Dax doesn't scare me. And you want to get into some fills before we wrap it up?
Yeah, just real quick. What do you think of the Gene Segura deal?
Well, I think it's one of them. If you build it, they will come.
Mm-hmm.
And if you're really trying to land Manny Machado, I was talking to my kids about this tonight, and I said, you really want to land Manny Machado? Or I was talking to one of the coaches. He's like, oh, they're not going to give Machado. He wants to play shortstop. I said, bro, him and Segura are boys. You got to build it for guys to come. Money talks, but friendships talk too. I'm telling you, he's a better third baseman. You understand this? He's a good shortstop. He's a great third baseman.
Right.
So, and Gene Segura is a Gold Glove caliber as shortstop. He's really good out there. So you add him, that's going to entice Machado. Once you entice Machado, that to me entices Harper. Okay?
Well,
it all works out. And then Baumgartner talk.
And I'm glad you went there, because what I was going to say is I don't think people understand the domino effect that this has. Because yeah, you give up J.P. Crawford, and he was a highly touted prospect for a long time, but did he burn out here too fast? And was it going to be a situation where J.P. Crawford could be a real productive Major League Baseball player?
We like him. We've always
liked him, but maybe it's not going to be in this city.
Like him more because he liked our Instagram posts of his highlights, and there was the blank image, and he put crying faces.
Right.
I thought that made me want him back.
Right.
Is that fair? Like I was like, this guy, he's awesome.
Yeah, but to me, where Matt Klentak wins this deal is by including Carlos Santana in the deal, because that does 3 things. It takes, being brutally honest, a black hole out of your lineup. I mean, yeah, the guy had power numbers and walks last year, but he batted .215.
Real quick, if he was surrounded by if he was surrounded by a Machado, Segura, and a Harper, he becomes a real good asset, right?
Right.
But then there's the twofold of moving Reese.
But now you move Reese back to first base.
Yep.
You move Williams from right field to left field, which now opens up right field for you to go out and sign Bryce Harper.
Yep. And then you're everybody's pointing fingers to you and Baumgartner as well.
Right.
And this is what I'm talking about. I don't give a fuck about a luxury tax. Because
I don't think John Middleton does either.
And it doesn't look like it, because go spend the $240 or whatever it is, right? $240.
Mm-hmm.
Go spend $240 or more this year. Go do it. You told me, when we sat here, and you, even though you're a Mets fan, you told us 2019. Because for 3 years, how long have we doing the show?
Yeah.
3 years?
3 years.
Right? A little over now.
We're into year number 4 now.
Oh, we're into year 4, yeah. So, we're over. We're over. But we've been talking about it, and me and you as baseball junkies are like, begging
2019.
We were begging for the kids, right, early on, bring them all up, and then we couldn't wait to 2018, 2019, because that's when they told us they're going to start spending money and being competitive. It started this all season by an Arrieta and Santana. You were able to move Santana, get rid of that money. Arrieta's still a real good piece to have because he's the bulldog. Oh, yeah. And I was talking to Singh, and Sing's like, dude, he's the best. Yeah. He's awesome. And that makes me even love him more. And then now, if you sign – let's be honest, if you get Machado and Harper with Segura, you're the best team in the NL and ain't even close. You get Baumgartner in that deal, I'll play the Red Sox every fucking day. Every day. A healthy Baumgartner, healthy Nola. We'll play every day. And we'll go to Boston, too.
Here,
I was just about to say, you get one of those two big guys in Harper or Machado and Bumgarner, and you're going to see in the World Series next year.
Yep.
Full out.
You're right.
Well, I think more Machado you see us in the World Series than Baumgartner than Harper and Baumgartner. We still probably go.
Yeah.
But Machado's better.
Yeah.
Agreed.
And I, for everybody that's got their panties in a bunch because we missed out on Patrick Corbin, Patrick Corbin was a nice to have. He wasn't a must have.
Oh,
Stop. He's
great.
not $127 million pitcher. He's hurt a ton. I wanted him. I wasn't going to overpay for him.
He's a classic guy who performed in a contract year.
And Pat
Yeah.
Gillick says
Exactly.
it. You don't sign pitchers for 6-year deals in this league. You don't do it.
You had a nice comeback year.
Yeah.
You know, you how many times you see guys like that fall off in
Right.
a year or two?
But here, you're absolutely right. Here's how much of a degenerate I am, though. I've already gone through the minor league schedules and found out how many times I could do double headers between Reading and Lehigh Valley.
That's awesome. I love you.
Literally was like scouring the schedules the other day. I'm like, I didn't really go to enough minor league baseball last year. I got to get back into the flow. And I'm like, we're going to do my double headers. I'm looking for Reading day games and Lehigh Valley night games. And I'm like, oh, there's one. Oh, nice, 2. And of course, then I'm looking for like the Reading 9:30 a.m. game, and I'm like, I can't do that one, but I'll make up for it.
It's awesome though.
But
That's the best thing because you see the younger guys.
so here's the question I wanted to ask you. So I have a buddy of mine that he and I have a bet, and it is $50 on each of the following J.P. Crawford metrics. He has to hit 285 in the first 5 years of his career. He's got to hit 15 homers in the first 5 years of his career. He's got to drive in 70 runs within the first 5 years of his career. He's got to have, I believe it's 90 walks within the first 5 years of his career. And he's got to win a Gold Glove within the first 5 years of his career. There's $50 on every one of them. My question for you is the bet still valid now that he's been traded? Because the whole premise was...
Oh, so you're not even asking me if the numbers are going to hold. You
Well,
throw me a little curve, Daddy.
Right, so
I like it.
I'm asking...
I like it.
Is the bet still valid now that he's been traded, given that the premise of the bet was
being a Philly.
could he do these things as a Philly?
Yeah, you know what? I think it's off. And I want the family to chime in on this one because I think it's officially off. And the reason it's off is some of the numbers you factor into playing at Citizen Bank Park.
Oh, absolutely.
So if you're factoring J.P. Crawford at 15 home runs, Citizen Bank Park is a big difference than Safeco Field. Okay?
No
a huge difference. So you got to factor that into this conversation. So I think it's off. And do I think JP can hit some of the numbers playing every day and being, if he's healthy? Yeah, I do think he can do it. Some of the things. Because I still believe he's got a ton of talent.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, 70 RBIs in 5 years. That's not a lot to ask. Maybe you turn the
No, that's in a season.
Oh, in a season.
In
Got
a single season within the first 5 full years of his career.
Okay, it's still a challenge, but I think he can get that done. I think you just take that homer number and make it triples. And I think you could see it. I mean, he does got a lot of speed around the base pass. So.
And he was a triples hitter in the minors, too. That's an interesting call, Robbie.
Yeah, he was. He really was. Dawn says Machado would be a huge confidence to our team. Absolutely. Me of Everything said, love it, Tom. Rob Ellis on WIP tonight said the Phils are the front runners from Baumgartner. TTP says Rain Dakota ain't it. Which is great.
That's going to be a great matchup. Syndergaard versus Bumgarner. That's going to be just must-see TV every night.
If you get a healthy Baumgartner. But then he asked, does Baumgartner, Christian Cowell says, does Baumgartner sign before a Harper or Machado? We want, but if they would trade for him.
Baumgartner's a trade.
Yeah, but I know what he's going. I think he might have said trade for him or be a Philly before them, whatever.
No, you trade for Bumgarner. That entices Harper. They're the Phillies are serious.
I would, if the Phillies are really that serious about Bumgarner, to me, that's done before the winter meetings start on Sunday night.
Absolutely.
And the Phillies show up at the winter meetings with the checkbook open and say,
blank ones.
We got Segura, we got Bumgarner, Boris, what's it going to take?
Yep. Hey, you write your number here and just slide it across the table. Old school.
Yeah.
What's your number going to be?
Just give us a number.
What's your number going to be? And listen, I said it on Sunday, I think. I don't know when I said it, but I have no problem giving 10-year deals to both at 26 years old. I have no problem. I have zero issue with it. Go pay $500 million for 10 years. right? It's $50 million a year, right? No, it's $100 million a year. No, 50. Yeah, $50 million a year.
Well, see, here's
That's $100 million tied into 2 players, and you can spend up to $240. You're okay.
Here's what I do. See,
And you go over.
Here's what I do is I do 10 years with team opt-out options for years 8, 9, and 10, but I have the guarantee. I front load the contract is what I do.
Okay, you front load.
Is I basically say, okay, you're looking for $500 million. I'm going to set this up so that you get $500 million over your first 7 years, and years 8, 9, and 10, you're going to come in lower on the salary scale, and we're going to have opt-outs. So you're going to get your money, but you need to perform within those first 7 years, or else we then need to turn it over again. And I guarantee you, you take that $500 million and you break that out over 7 years, and then you know that you still have a chance over the final 3 years to get another $90 million on top of that, give or take. If you're still performing, those boys come running.
Oh, absolutely. That's a great deal. That's well thought out, brother, and I love it because I was actually talking about backload, remember? Like when we were talking about it, Robbie, I was like, maybe you backload the money, so you can sign more guys now in their primes and win now, But that's even a smarter move because you're still giving them their money and they got a chance to make more. So if you're performing 8, 9, and 10, you're still here.
Right, but here's the thing. The reason that I do that is you got to look at what happened with the Angels and Albert Pujols, is that they spread the money over the life of the contract, and now he's getting up there in age, and injuries caught up with him, age caught up with him, and he's not the Albert Pujols that they went out and got when he was 27, 28 years old. So I'm looking at this going, okay, these guys are going to want X amount of money in terms of full dollar amount. So if that full dollar amount is $500 million for Harper, $400 million for Machado, or vice versa, if that's the dollar figure, fine. That's where we're going. But what we're going to do is we're going to front load the deal. We're going to have it kind of call it trickle down through the life of the deal, but you'll have all of your money by year 7. And then 8, 9, and 10, team options. Not player options, team options. If you're not performing at year 8 anymore, you're gone. Mm-hmm. Thank you. Great having you. You made a lot of money from us. You're gone.
Yep. But my thing is that, like, guys still, go ahead.
But at 8, 9, and 10, if they're still performing, you got a chance to make $30, $35 million a year in those years.
Absolutely.
That's stupid money.
It is stupid money. And I think the reason I got no problem with 10 is because guys still rake at 35, 36 in this league.
Yeah.
So, you know what I mean? Guys can. And I feel like as time goes on, that's even going to get longer. So, you know what I mean? Like that lifespan of players, the real good ones will get longer. Mm-hmm. So I expect over the next 8 years, 7 years, right, Robbie, that the shelf life of players gets longer, the good ones who treat their bodies right. So now I'm even getting a better 35, 30, or good enough to still be able to compete. So I like your deal. I love your deal. Love your deal.
Right, but here's the other reason that I
call fucking Matty.
Here's the other reason that I front load it though, because if you front load now, when you're so far under that luxury tax, if you front load now and give him as much as you can in the first 3-4 years of that, by the time you have to pay guys like Hoskins and Nola and Alfaro and Kingery again after year 6 or whatever, you're not getting killed on the luxury tax by what these guys are making because they made so much more up front.
Yep. And Chris said you guys are right on the money with making that trade before the meeting. Yep. Because it really, and TDP says Philly super team talk. Absolutely. Because, listen, they got the money, brother. You know this. We talk about top 5 market in baseball. They can spend like the Yankees and Red Sox. Don't let them fool you. They'll have to expand Citizens Bank as large as fucking Penn State, where they got to get 100,000 in there because everybody wants tickets. You want to talk about old school standing room only?
Listen,
people are going to be standing on top of each other.
This is we'll talk Eagles and Sixers all day, all night, but when this is what we do.
Yeah.
We're baseball junkies.
I do baseball my whole life. Fucking teach baseball. I coach baseball. Hitting everything. It's my job. And his job is to fucking watch it. Since he's such a junkie, he goes to minor league games to figure out who's coming up the pipeline. which they sort of forced upon you
Yeah.
because nothing was up for the longest time.
And I fell in love. I fell in love with it.
Yeah, and you fell in love.
Not to mention the fact that you.
But you fell in love with a lot of the kids that are up now, which is even cooler.
3 years ago.
Yeah, like Hoskins, Alfaro, and fucking Noah.
Yeah.
You know, guys like that. And listen, we get Jared Eichhoff back this year, if you want to talk about under the radar stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So you had a Baumgartner, Arrieta, Noah, Eichhoff. You get Velasquez out of here in the freaking bullpen, and you make the other kid, I'm drawing a blank because I'm so out of baseball, Phillies-wise. Make the other kid your fifth. Eflin or what's his face, who I don't really love.
Lively.
No, the other guy.
I think Lively's gone.
No, the other guy. There's another one.
Who are we missing?
Oh, the kid we got in the Papelbon trade from Washington.
Oh, Pavetta. Yeah.
A chance. And Eflin and Pavetta fight for that 5.
Yeah.
And then one might have to go to the pen.
I'll tell you what, though. If you think Velasquez has closer stuff, and you and I have talked about this a lot. I mean, we both agree that Velasquez has future closer written all over
Or just
him.
back end bullpen. Or either or, you know what I mean?
I think Pavetta could be just as good back there. I mean, dude, Pavetta throws 98, 99.
Yeah, yep.
If he only had to let it go for one inning with
Yep.
that curveball that he has,
Because at this
he would
rate,
be nasty.
at this rate, with the amount of arms you have, are you really worried? Because I think Sir Anthony will be more stretched out this year to be able to handle that for longer and sustain it. That's the most innings he's ever pitched in his life. So you have to expect that he's going to, at some point, get flat with the fastball and things not hit spots in its leg. Because you don't hit spots in the MLB, you're in a lot of trouble. So I think he's going to get better. Now, am I all in on like a Kimbrel? Oh, I'll fucking pay him too. Like they're talking super team on here like Warriors, and they're spot on. Like the old Miami Heat. We're taking over both of them.
I'll tell you what, though.
162
There's
and
a
out.
lot of potential this offseason to make some super teams.
Yeah.
I was actually just reading the Indians are interested in dishing off Kluber, Carrasco. They're talking to a lot of teams right now. How do you feel about adding a Corey Kluber to your ball club?
It's funny because if
I'll take Kluber over Baumgartner, no offense.
Right, but here's the thing: is if I'm talking to Cleveland, I want Trevor Bauer.
Well, Trevor Bauer's on the topic. That was the third arm.
Yeah,
they're discussing
because they're a small market, Robbie.
Yeah.
They can't sustain it for long.
They're not gonna be able. They're going to trade one of them. I guarantee you this offseason.
Because they got to realize, like, okay, we got to get stuff in our farm system. Because that's the only way we're going to win.
Don't sleep on the other guy that they got in the Segura deal too. James Pezos,
Yep.
that lefty, solid pick.
Yep.
I mean, I
It's better than Adam Morgan out of your pen and all.
Yeah,
you know.
I mean, here's the thing for me. J.P. Crawford could play shortstop for the Mariners for 10 years, and Matt Klentak still won this deal.
Absolutely. Listen, you won the deal because you have to build it for them to come.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? It's hard to just go out and say, "Hey, man, we're gonna give you $500 million," or "How about Manny? One of your best friends is playing here."
Yeah.
You know? Oh yeah, I'll play third base. Just give me an extra like $50 million to play third base. Okay, done deal.
You guys know as well as I do from playing fantasy, when you get the best player in the deal, you win the deal.
Yep.
And Gene Segura is the best player.
What do we say about proven MLB talent, Mike? What do we always talk about? I love JP. I think he's got a ceiling. I don't know where it is. I haven't figured it out because of his health. But when you can get a proven Major League Baseball player, how old's Segura?
I think he's 28.
Right? So we always talk about, we try to go 26 or between 26 and 28 or under. You make that deal every day.
Usually 28 or under. Yeah.
Yep, I make that deal all day.
Is he 28? 28?
For proven Major League talent, all-star caliber guys, 300 hitters, all day. Because you win up the middle in this league.
Oh, yeah.
You win up the middle in this league. You win by arms, you win by catcher, you win by your middle infield, and your center field play. Yeah, and then you got to absolutely fucking rake.
Turning 29 this upcoming season.
And that's fine. Because that's a 4, you get a good 4 solid, maybe 5 years out of him.
Maybe even longer. He's that type we were talking about before that takes care of his body pretty well.
No, and you're absolutely right, Rob.
I can see him playing late.
I think the next thing they got to do is
this comment got me.
They got to find a taker for Maikel Franco, and they got to find a taker for Cesar Hernandez.
Yeah, absolutely.
What do you got?
Everything says Kluber, Baumgartner, Manny, Harper, Segura. Let's go.
Hashtag Dream Team.
182-0. I don't know how many games you're going to win in the playoffs off the top of my head. What do you have? 4? No. What do you start with? 3, 4,
11?
7. Yep.
11. Maybe 12 if you're a playing team. But I don't think you're playing.
I don't think you're playing. So that would be 12 and 162 is 174. 174 now. We upgraded. Put Vinny in the pen, please, Christian Carroll.
Yep.
But no,
We've been on that train for a while.
I'm excited. Winter meeting starts Sunday, so
It's on Sunday night, yeah.
So we're hoping to get the Baumgartner deal
before Sunday.
Going to winter meetings, like Mike said, there's this, open checkbook, slide that shit across the table, and let's fucking go. Fam, Mike's got to get up early for work.
Yep.
We stayed on longer than we wanted for you guys because we had a ton to talk about tonight. Tom.
Mike.
AM.
In the PM.
A2D Radio. Listen, we love you all. Go Eagles. Harlem. Best of luck. Actually, fuck it. No luck to you or Robbie, but we still love you. Keep coming back, baby. TTP, me of everything. Mama out there, Bryce Blackwell, Chris and Cattle. Finally commenting. He's back, baby. Love you all. And TTP says that for Talking Warriors 73-9 season, the Phils would have to go 132-30.
Done.
I love it. Well done. Wrap it up. Me of everything later, boys. Love you all. Go Birds. Sixers got a game tomorrow, right?
Yep.
Let's get back on a response talk.
Lazy booking and hockey happy hour tomorrow night?
Yep. Lazy booking, hockey happy hour. Tom.
Mike.
AM.
In the PM.
A2D Radio. Thank you, Gibson Mayer, our certified public accountant.
Make
them yours. Find them on the web, gibsonmayer.com, as well as our doc. If you need to get things checked out, fixed up, Specialized Physical Therapy LLC, Burlington, Cherry Hill, Princeton, New Jersey. Give the doc a call on every Sunday with us.
Can't help the brain, but everything else.
Yep. Well, maybe you can. Things are growing here.
You never know.
Listen, later, fam. We'll talk to you later. Stay tuned for Hockey Happy Hour and Lazy Booking tomorrow night because I'm sure they're going to be talking Flyers GM and maybe some other things.
Probably.
Later, fam.
Peace.
Well, hello again, everyone. This is Bob Mannery, and you're listening to Tom and Mike, AM in the PM, only on A2D Radio. Tom and Mike, these guys are fucking awesome. But their side piece, Greg, that guy is a goddamn problem.
Tom and Mike, AM in the PM, is brought to you by Gibson Mayer, LLC, certified public accountants. Gibson Mayer, located in Yardley, PA, is a leading accounting and business consulting firm with a proven track record of handling critical issues with expertise across many different industries, including construction, distribution, hospitality, manufacturing, real estate, service trades, merchandising, professional services, and professional athletes. Give them a call at 215-369-3300. That's 215-369-3300. Your initial consultation is always free, and if you tell them that Mike from Tom and Mike AM in the PM sent you, you'll receive 15% off all income tax services completed by February 15th. That's Gibson Mayer, LLC, certified public accountants. 215-369-3300. Or visit them on the web at www.gibsonmayer.com. That's www.gibsonmayer.com.